By now.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
in that case, there's no disadvantage. When it's something very handy as well, because people do tend to bet on these games, so I don't want to provide any wrong information, but there you have it.
Hey, that wasn't 2 minutes. DH lied, Mike. He told us 2 minutes of pause. Where are we going now? I wanted to take a shorter break, but we are here, Mike. Game 1. Avalon, Ehome.
So, a fun one.
Does look like fun. I mean, you have the IO gyrocopter coming out, which is really, again, strange. IO came out for
They really should have, because... And he's very aggressive on it as well. Like, he doesn't sit there farming all game. He doesn't even care. He just goes max.
never a good sign when you use all of your runes.
Absolutely not. You do see Nirvana and the Bane up there up against Faith Beyond and the IO. I mean, this shouldn't be too hard of a matchup for Nirvana on that Weaver, right? Like, the like and understanding he doesn't want to be up against that gyro. They put him mid. But this matchup up top lane, it shouldn't be too bad for Avalon.
It shouldn't be too bad for Avalon. At the same time, I don't really see it completely dominating Ehome. It's just going to trade even at the least. At least it will trade even. Otherwise, I see a lot more potential from Ehome to really be aggressive. Again, with that gyrocopter, early magic damage is quite strong. You can see Fate Beyond already going quite far forward, and Nirvana has just eaten so much damage already, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a healthy Weaver at the moment. Mind you, he does have plenty of regen, so he'll be alright. John, talk to me about the mid lane. The Lycan versus Wind Ranger. This isn't one we see very often. In fact, I don't think I've seen it for quite a while. How does this work out? Like, the Lycan seems to be okay with the Feral Impulse regen, but ASD is being a real nuisance. Really harassing this Lycan out.
Yeah, I feel like Wind Ranger definitely kind of wins in this trade early on. You can clear out the wave quite well with
It's great in comparison to the 7. Again, like, you look at that regen, he's really got nothing left on that Lycan right now. So he is going to struggle somewhat against ASD, I'm sure. Meanwhile, bot lane, they've got the Nyx Assassin. And in fact, as I say that, ASD ends up finding the first blood. He did commit the wind run power shot, and he had the shackle there as well. DH really couldn't sustain that much. The bot lane, Ego is there. He's up against Carney, he's up against the Nyx Assassin. We do also see, of course, the support Rubik being played by Y right now. So that's okay for the PL. And being on top lane as well, Nirvana getting jumped on, homing missile coming in. He may just be dead though. Wasn't range for that Nether Blast, but still a one-to-one pickup across the map. It's like, yeah, looks the PL will be fine anyway, but still, you've got to be very afraid of this Pug. It does deal a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, he definitely does, and you should be happy there. You only lose your support Rubik, nothing too big to lose out on. Again, compared to losing your mid lane in a 1v1 matchup, I think Ehome's definitely happy with that trade.
Yeah, absolutely. Top lane again, a lot of aggression coming out of this Bane. They put the Nightmare on the IO, so they want to try and find a trade here of the supports, it seems. They'll get the IO now. Baseberg going to continue that chase. The Rocket Barrage not connecting all the way. He will find it. And now Nirvana actually has to be careful. There's a sentry there.
What?
Yeah, it looks like he didn't realize the sentry was still there. And I mean, it was there for a while, John. It's been there for a couple minutes now. I feel like he probably should have known, and look at that, there's 2 bounty runes available as well. So Faith, he doesn't move over to get them, and that means Vana, he'll Sakuchi his way and make at least one.
It's going to be a bit harder to zone out this Weaver now. He does have his pull up, so a bit better for him to sustain in lane. I believe don't have the bottle yet on our IO, no bottle coming out for Fate Beyond, so they're not going to have as much of a good time, I suppose, although he can still, I think, but it's to say probably for level 4 Weaver at this game.
I don't doubt you. The thing is as well, I'm looking at bot lane right now. I mean, the Ego, just having a fantastic old time. Every time he clicks Decrepify, he just uses Doppelganger. And it's like, well, the Nether Blast is never going to hit him. He's just going to time it right every single time. Saw it before as well. So, I feel like at this point, this bot lane, like Carney can't really harass his PL out anymore. In fact, Carney's actually getting out-leveled by the PL now, which is concerning. And Ego, it looks like his farm hasn't really struggled at all.
Yeah, mid lane, Mike, a rotation.
His Nightmare is there. Impale comes in. A very nice kill to ASD. Why was he so deep?
He was hanging around the trees here, Mike. And then he just got caught out by a 3-man rotation. 2 supports coming in from the sides, and he was just kind of forced into a weird spot. Couldn't quite pull back. Really awkward spot for ASD. So playing a bit aggressive. I think he didn't expect the Lycan to have 2 supports around. I think he at least not the Nyx.
Game will slow down slightly. 3-3, 7 minutes in. The IO getting some stacks up for his gyrocopter though. Now he gets ganked up. Nirvana is there with the Bane. He will go for the tether. Beyond again, making sure he protects his little buddy. Takes the Nightmare off Faith Beyond though. He should still end up dropping, but he makes a run for it. They'll find him. Now can they find the Gyro? He wants to trade on this Bane, and it looks like he will find it. Rocket Rush again going to be available.
Nirvana?
Goes straight after Nirvana. The Call of Duty is down, and he will find the kill. And I said Call of Duty, John, but it's actually called down. Double kill from Faith Beyond. I mean, this is the thing I was talking about though. Like this Gyrocopter, played by Faith, he's not afraid. He understands how much he can push the hero. Maxes that Rocket Barrage early on to be aggressive, and there's just nothing he can do about it.
It's hard to play against a Gyrocopter who really maximizes that early damage rather than focusing on farm. I mean, this is one of the strengths of the hero, right? It's always been naturally strong, even without items, because of your magical damage coming out early on. So you do have to watch out for that. Weaver is also a very squishy core. Not really the best one to face off against someone like Gyro, and he does not have time lapse yet.
They're going to go top lane. IO will be the target now. In fact, they'll go after Faith. That's the bigger target. Yeah. Yeah, it's already very low. Yeah, very easy T1.
Yeah, no defense coming out for Avalon. They choose not to contest that top lane. They did expend their keep on as well, so really do have to play around the map. And we seen it like at this point in the game, Ehome's where Avalon wants to be. They've taken out all the tier 1s already. You know, a lot of map control is gone for Avalon. Not, you know, they still have some control of their jungle, but not as comfortable.
They look strong. It's going to be hard to regain map control for the side of Avalon, and Barna gets caught out at that top lane like they know he's there. They're going to try and push him bot lane, it seems, with Carney, which is fair enough, but there may be a defense. They fortify for it. Relocate is available right now. In fact, no, it's not. He's still level 5, but he needs one creep. There it is. Now it's available. Carney will back off. They know something's wrong. They'll go to the mid lane instead. So you look at Y, you look at ASD, they are roaming around in that smoke, they're looking for a pick-off, and DH would be a very easy and nice one if they get that shackle. They'll throw it out, it does latch, and well, the rotations are coming in, but with that relocate coming out for Ehome, DH is just definitely dead. Now the cooldown coming out, mind you, Nirvana, he has his double damage rune, but he will not even bother trying. He'll back out. Look like he may come back for Y with that double damage, but no, it'll wear off anyway. Relocates back. So they just get back to farming on Faith in that jungle. 66 John, but I mean, you could really see Ehome taking over this game. Like, it's not, the net worth doesn't seem to matter right now at all.
Nah, it's not the story about the net worth. I have to agree with you. It's about the hours, Mike. Lycan has not pushed as much as that's all it's down to. Tier 1s are all down for Avalon. Ehome still has control of their 2 T1s, and it's a rough time for Avalon. When you're running a Lycan draft, you're running a Pugna as well. You want to take these objectives early, you want to take control of the map, farm the air jungle. It's not happening for Avalon.
Now they're trying to find a pick off into Y, but he's stolen the Sakuchi on that Rubik, so now you can't even catch him out of that dust. They are going to try and go on to Faith beyond top lane. The free script is there. Relocate not available, so they can't get him out of this one. So Faith may just turn around with that cooldown to end up dropping it. Nirvana, homing missile will follow. Faith should end up dropping anyway though, and they will find him. So a nice couple of pickoffs on the side of Avalon. But arguably, like, you know, it's still great pickoffs. Like, we can't deny that, right? But arguably speaking, this Lycan is getting nothing done on the lane. Like, the whole point of the draft is not being achieved.
Yeah, they still haven't transitioned those kills into objectives. They will need taking that top tier 1, which was denied. So they didn't even get the gold from that. Meanwhile, you have a PL who's running unchecked. You know, he has not shown up for any fights. He's currently 0 and everything, 0 kills, 0 deaths, 0 assists. But he's farmed. He's farmed quite well. He's pretty much just free farming in the jungle. He's gonna have decent timings on his diffusal blade into whatever he wants to build up off, the command style next. And once the PL has that, I think they're really gonna have a rough time trying to deal with him. You don't really have good illusion clear outside maybe of the Pugna, which is still not amazing.
Bought one a bit, but it's only Nirvana there, so he can only really push in that wave a bit. It's just so concerning for the side of the Dire. Like, they're not getting enough done with this draft. And, you know, John, we've seen Lycan drafts over and over again. We know very well that in about 15 minutes, they're going to drop off so hard, and they're not going to be able to contest any kind of high ground push.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard time for Avalon. Coming out, it's just gonna be on DH in that bot lane. Oh.
Down to Faith, but they're gonna know he's there. They used the spike carapace, but it makes it so obvious. But then you don't get any rotation off on the gyro, and now bot lane, they're gonna try and push. This is the right thing to do, I guess, but it looks like there will be a defense coming in. Now the diffuser is up as well on Ego, so he can TP in and help out his team if he wants to. And it looks like perhaps he won't even bother. No, he jumps in. He's come to the shrine now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2 between, well, it is between Avalon and Ehome. Unfortunately, Avalon seem to have forgotten their name, but it is MLP Dota, joined by John X5. John, I've got to tell you, before we get started, I'm already very concerned about Avalon. I've seen this opening many times from Ehome, the Ogre Magi Drow.
Yep.
If I don't want to be I don't want to be a piece of shit, John. I don't want to be condescending.
Yeah.
I'm going to predict that this game finishes 25 minutes max.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have a Drow Ranger, you have the Ogre Magi, really strong in lane. Yeah.
I'm going to predict that this game finishes 25 minutes max.
Oh yeah. Pivotal target. I think in this case, you really want to aim for the Dark Willow. Take out that control fast. The Weaver's gonna have a free run for the most part, if not the Drow itself. That silence is annoying as well. So it's a good response from Avalon. Not sure if it's gonna be enough.
I'll tell you, it's hard, John. Like, looking at the bans that came out from Avalon in the second phase, they're nowhere near what Ehome's gonna run in this draft. I'm gonna also make a bold prediction that there's gonna be a last pick Storm Spirit coming out, unless they pick a 4th for Ehome. Mind you, they could run the Tinker as well, because they do that. We could see a Visage, but I'm pretty sure they'll run the Storm as long as it's available. And I don't know about its 4th pick, but they could just run the Gyrocopter again, honestly. Right? Because it's like, yeah, okay, you don't have the IO, but who the hell cares? You've got a Drow Ranger. Just dish out damn damage.
Yeah. I think that's a fair point to make, you know. Avalon's opening at, say, when you open with Nyx, usually the only time you do that is if you pick up a Weaver. And honestly, I really don't like that kind of opening. I can see why you pick Nyx first to secure that Weaver pick. You don't have to play against it, you don't waste ban on Nyx. Because Weaver does get kind of shafted by Nyx. Carapace does cause a lot of problems, so follow-up stunts as well, the good amount of control for the Weaver. So if you pick that Nyx for yourself, you don't have to worry about it. But as an opening, it's very susceptible. Nyx Assassin does want to go around, so you do want to, you know, have him get a fast level 6, and once he's 6, he wants to be able to roam pretty much uncontested, so every sentry that Ehome gets now is not only countering the Nyx, it kind of counteracts the Weaver as well, which gives more value to that economic expense. Ehome does pick up the Dragon Knight, which works out with the Drow again. They do want to push fast, they want to just take these towers. They don't really have a good way of bursting down the Dragon Knight as well. Not too much magic damage coming out for Avalon. The Nyx Assassin is somewhat magic damagey, but really not the burst you're looking for against something like a DK.
Do you think they're running this DK mid, though? Because I feel like it's a bit of a mind game from Ehome. I have the weirdest feeling, and again, I've been casting a lot of APO, which is why I'm getting this feeling. I feel like the DK is probably going to be in the off lane, or even the safe lane, and you just, like, literally pick another mid right now. Because Avalon, they're probably going to think, okay, DK's out, it's going to be mid, it's always mid. Let's put someone else in the mid lane that can deal with the DK, not assuming, though, that there may be another mid pickup coming up.
Yeah, I think if they decide to run the DK in the side lane, it's perfectly fine, because looking at the lanes coming out from Avalon, it doesn't look amazing.
Hmm.